Hi everyone, my name is Angela Bencourt, and the topic I will be discussing today is developing a trustful relationship between student and tutor. Why is it important to develop a relationship? Well, when working with children, regardless of age, it is important to gain trust between you and the student in order to move on forward as the time continues. In an article titled Teacher and Student Relationships: The Power of Trust, it points out the positive aspects between student and tutor, such as reaching academic, emotional, and developmental needs. As a result, when this relationship is developed, students feel less vulnerable and at ease when a relationship is developed. For example, when I began working with students, I always believed it was important to me to let students know a little bit about me in order to gain some kind of trust and confidence, therefore making it easier for students to ask for help during class time, in or out of class as well, and just having a simple conversation with them. Though the relationship between student and tutor may vary, for example, when I first began tutoring, I was working with high schoolers. It was very hard for me connecting with them in ways I couldn't. I was able to work with high schoolers throughout the year, and as I continued, I worked my way up to working with elementary, which are two very different environments, in which developing can be very difficult between high schoolers such as elementary. I would say my overall experience working with students has been a rocky road, although nowadays I do believe there can be a way and exercises in order to gain trust between you and the student. Working as a tutor who is there to help them and also learn new things with them is a wonderful experience to gain that kind of trust and relationship throughout the time being. When I first began working in elementary schools, I was training for about a week and I was given my class later on in the semester. At first, I had a hard time with the kids coming in later on in the semester because I didn't know them as much compared to the kids I had at the beginning of the semester. As a result, I had one-on-one conversations with the ones that came on later on in the semester and asked for them to help me with certain things, and I was able to gain their trust and confidence and be able to help them in ways they thought I couldn't. I would always try to include things that they liked or wanted to do, such as being able to do the crafts that they suggested or recommended to me, or outdoor activities. Materials they struggled with, and providing examples and learning things together was a major impact on them as well as other classmates we helped. Simply asking how their day was or what they learned during school was also another impact, in which they came with positive responses and also negative responses, but we would resolve those and go on with our day. As time continued, I learned that if I wanted to be a genuine friend to them, I would also need to connect with my students and impact them in ways in which they were impacting me, such as creating crafts in which all students could have fun. Students gave me recommendations on outdoor activities in which they wanted to do, so I would always try to incorporate them, increasing that kind of relationship between student and tutor, resulting in further trust and confidence later on, such as looking for things students didn't desire to do or care for. Homework time was also a very difficult time for everyone in general. Therefore, I always tried to make the best out of it, such as sitting them with their classmates or also putting them in groups in which they were able to help each other and make homework time easier for them. This current semester, I will change classes and I now tutor TK and kindergarten, so developing new relationships between new students was interesting, especially now that they are even younger from the grade I had. For example, since they are in TK kinder, they need lots of reassurance, so trust plays a major role in this relationship between student and tutor. Getting to speak with students one-on-one and also getting to know where they are in terms of education and social skills was a very impactful thing for me because I was able to get to know these students more on a one-on-one basis and be able to learn from them and also learn from their classmates as well. It was also very important to me to listen to them and be patient when they ask for something, especially when they're having a rough day. Sometimes when they have a rough day, they may not want to speak, they may bash out, run away, but I always try to seek further help, such as having a talk with them, letting them know that everything will be okay, tomorrow can always be better, as well as getting to know the parents and letting them know how they are during school compared to when they are at home. It plays a major impact because when you're at school, you don't have that parental trust compared to when you are at home, and then when you are at school, you have the teacher student relationship, and then on top of that, the tutor teacher relationship. In the making of the year. In conclusion, throughout the couple semesters I have been a tutor, I have had my ups and downs, but others around me have always helped to encourage me and build me up, in which creates a very confident and trustful environment to me and to students around us. I created these kind of relationships in order for them to be able to help me to build those relationships with my students and their students. I recognize that now because whenever or wherever I see my old students, I am greeted with a warm welcome and positive feedback. Students always tell me the positive things in which they have had throughout the day and the bad things that have happened to them or made them upset. As a result, working together to resolve those situations creates a positive impact on students and teachers, as well as tutors. Therefore, developing a relationship between students and tutors is an important aspect because we can create positive and academic success in which we can impact students inside and outside of school, as well as being able to learn the good aspects and bad aspects tutors have used to create these kinds of bonds throughout time.